Hey guys, hope you're having a great day today. It is Wednesday. Happy Wednesday morning to you. I hope that your day is going well. My morning is starting out great. I've got my flamingo cup of coffee rolling. It's warm. My hands are a little bit chilly. It's a little chilly here in Florida. It's about in the 40s right now, and I know that's very high compared to wherever you are at in your world, but it's chilly for here. So I thought today would be a great day to get up and do some baking. So I haven't done baking. We did baking like Christmas baking. We did our cookies, all that, but not like consistent baking days like I did back in the day. So today I sat down, got myself a list of things to make. I'm like, okay, I feel like those are some good things. So I'm gonna try to do things a little bit different this year. Try, we'll see how life goes. It can always get changed, but as of right now, my plans are every Wednesday to do some kind of baking, you know, to stock up on things or meal prep, whether it's making soups to put in my freezer or whatever I need to stock up on. But today is going to be a good baking day. And so I thought, well, it's nice because it'll heat up the house a little bit and it'll be yummy and delicious and we'll have some wonderful treats. So my goal, I got a list, things to make. It's going to be great. You ready for a wonderful, fantastic Wednesday? All right, let's go. First thing we're gonna mix up is some bagels. I haven't had bagels in a little bit of time here. I made the last batch I made. I feel like I made them and then we ended up having a lot of different fun things to eat. So these bagels did not get eaten. Yes, and I think I threw some away. I know, that's terrible. So I'm not gonna make double batches. I'm gonna do one batch of bagels. They really like these. They're delicious. And since we're kind of doing that no lesser spend month, then it's a good thing because it's like, okay, cereal or eggs, oatmeal. We've been making a lot of grits. They really like the grits. And so I thought this will be good, something to have. So these are bagels. They're homemade. They're delicious and wonderful. We have really enjoyed making them this year. So into my bread machine, I'm going to put 1 1/3 cups of water and 2 teaspoons of yeast and 1 1/2 tablespoons of sugar. And I'm just going to let that sit for just a few seconds. And then we're going to add 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt. And then after that's mixed up just for a few seconds, I'm gonna add 3 1/2 cups of bread flour. So next we're gonna start muffins. I'm gonna do 3 different kinds of muffins. We're gonna make blueberry today, banana, and chocolate chip pumpkin, because those are the ones that they enjoy eating. I had some blueberries left over from our little blueberry sauce that I made last week. I put it in the freezer. I'm like, okay, I need to take that out. So I'm kind of boiling that down a little bit to get some of the liquid out of it, and then we'll be putting that in here for our blueberries. It's gathering the fragments, not putting anything to waste, because we made the sauce with the blueberry jam and blueberries, and so it was a little bit, it had a lot of liquid, so I'm kind of boiling it down so that it can be more like that can be my liquid part added to the muffin. So into my bowl, I'm going to do my dry ingredients. I'll put the recipe on the screen. The bagels are all mixed up, so I put that in a ferment setting. Now normally I mix everything in my mixer, but I'm just gonna mix it in hand. It is better for muffins just to do by hand here. It just makes a better texture. So I'm gonna do the wet stuff, I'm gonna do the eggs and butter it and whisk that together, and then usually you add your milk to it. I'm gonna try to add liquid from the blueberries. I know it's gonna be a little bit different, but I'm trying to use what I have instead of wasting other things. Okay, there's not that much liquid in there, which is really good, so I just add milk to it so it's purple. Do you want to see something really pretty outside? Look at this. Look at the sky. Oh, isn't that a pretty sunrise? So beautiful. Very pretty. Freezing, but it's beautiful. It's the little beauties like that God just like, little pinkness, reflection, beautiful day. So okay, let's keep making these. Since we're going small size here, I was like, this is only gonna make 12 muffins, maybe a little bit more depending on how full I make them. I will just make this batch and then I will get my next batch and do it in the same pan because I have a big giant 24 cup cupcake, or cupcake muffin pan here. So I'm gonna put the liners in it. Sometimes when I'm baking, I just completely forget that I have these. So I'm like, okay, I need to use this up. Then I won't have to worry about scrubbing the pan. It's all about the extra work you have to do. No one likes, I think if I had to choose something I do not like scrubbing, it's the muffin pan after use. Anybody else? No, is it just me? This is, especially when you got a big one, it's like, okay, one more thing to scrub. So I'm gonna put these in here because these can freeze. We don't use them all the time, so I don't mind having them used up in here. So let's fill these, and then I was gonna make a streusel topping, but I have this sugar on top. I'm gonna use this on top of mine. I remember having, we would always get, was it Betty Crocker's blueberry muffin mix? That's what I grew up on. I grew up on it. So really loved, and they had the little can of blueberries. Remember it? You unroll it, like a tiny little can. I loved that as a kid. So, but I don't know if my mom did maybe put sugar on top. I don't think she did the streusel top. I'm pretty sure she did like a sugar top. So that's what I'm reminded of. So I'm gonna fill these up. Be good. Okay, I'm mistaken. That was gonna make 12 regular muffins. That made 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 21 muffins. But maybe you fill them fuller. I feel like this is just gonna be a nice height for me, and the thing I did about 3/4 full. I don't know, maybe like the shrinkflation or whatever they call that. I feel like that's my recipe right now, but it's inflating the other way. So, hey, that works. But I did add a little bit of extra flour because my blueberries, you're supposed to strain them and make sure all the liquid's out, and so I had a little bit more. So I didn't want them to be watery and fall apart. So this is good. So I'm gonna put them in the oven for about 20, 25 minutes on 400. Okay, the next one I'm gonna do is banana muffins. I'm gonna do, cookbook here. Banana muffins. I'm using my banana bread recipe in here. This is good. I had to get my coconut oil out. I laughed because my coconut oil here in Florida is never solid. Never solid. It's always liquid because it's so warm in here. It's always warm in here, even in the cupboard. And so look at today, it's solid. So I'm like, okay, it's cold when the coconut oil is solid. So this is all good. I'm gonna mix same way. Instead of a mixer, I'm gonna put all the stuff in here, the wet stuff, dry stuff, another one, and mix it together. I have pecans. It says walnuts, but I do have pecans. I just need to crush them. I need to get better when I get these right away and just grind them up so they're already mixed up. But I'm just gonna do it like a rolling pin because I do not want to get out my food processor and do a bunch of nuts right now, and that's okay. So let's mix all this in. I have bananas. They look really gross, but they have been in my freezer, and I put them in the microwave to get thawed, and it's okay. It's gonna work. It's gonna be delicious. Those were done and looking good in the oven. I had 25 minutes and I had 7 minutes to go and they were already done. So I'm like, okay, that was less time. So I'm gonna put this, I got another pan I got out here. I'm gonna put the muffins in here. The batter, not the muffins. Okay, the next one I'm gonna do is a family favorite, and it's chocolate chip pumpkin muffins. I don't know how this recipe did not get put in our family's favorite cookbook. I have no idea. We have been making this, it's on my blog, we've been making it forever. I've made it with the first set of, I say the first set, the older set of kids that were little, made it back then. We literally had I'm looking at my recipe, we literally used a 10-pound, like the big pound, the 10-pound thing, a pumpkin, and we made so much, and then we made that every month and we used it up. So I'm like looking, I'm like, wow. So I don't know how it did not get put in the cookbook. So I'm sorry, kids, you're gonna have to go to my blog for that. So small size recipe, we're gonna do the same thing, wet in one, dry in the other. It's delicious. We've been making this specific one forever, and I know a lot of you have tried it and made it, and you guys said that's really good. Your family loves the chocolate chip pumpkin muffins, because we do too. These are good. Usually I always put all of this, I'm going to open my cans of pumpkin here, in my mixer, just because you're busy doing other things. It saves time, but I don't mind doing it today. Life is getting a little bit easier, and I don't have to do as much of everything else. Time does get quicker, ladies that are struggling with little ones and having it be busy. It does get easier. Smells so good. The pumpkin, love pumpkin bread. My mom used to make pumpkin bread all the time, and it always smelled so good. I don't make much pumpkin bread. I don't usually make too many breads. I like making the mini loaves, but not too much the big ones. We just don't in our family. It just seems easier to do muffins or the tiny ones and just cutting them up on the counter. But these are something we've been making forever and are very delicious. And I wanted to share with you, I have a viewer on here, and her birthday is today. Now, Miss Jackie, she is turning 80 years old. 80 years old, is that awesome? 80 years old. She has lived a long life and still has many more years to go on this earth. And she has been, her and her daughter have been just a huge blessing to me and my family, and just encouraging, and just, it's just a blessing. Like, I see your comments, I see your words, and it's just like, yeah, they've been here for quite some time. And so she's going through some physical struggles and things in her life. And, you know, I know she could appreciate more prayers. Couldn't we all? Yes, we can. So would you guys leave a happy birthday, some well wishes to her on this day, because 80 years old, that is something to celebrate. There is, you know, you think of things on this earth and it's like, yeah, a long life. That's a pretty good thing to celebrate every single day. So happy birthday, Miss Jackie. I hope that you have a blessed day. I know you will. I know you will, because your family's around you, and you're going to have a great day today. So just know that we love you. We're very thankful for you. My family's very thankful for you, and we appreciate your encouragement and kind words always for us. So happy birthday. Eat some cake. Yeah, eat some cake. You deserve it. If you don't like cake, make something you like, or get something you like. Don't make it. Have someone make it for you, and you just eat something you like. So happy birthday. Leave some happy birthday wishes for her in the comments below. Thank you. Chocolate chip pumpkin muffins are not complete without mini chocolate chips. That makes the batter so much better. We have done the big ones before, when mini chocolate, remember when mini, do you remember way back in the day when mini chocolate chips cost you more than the big chocolate chips? And now they're all just the same price and expensive. So the mini ones are the same price as the big ones, but this is yummy and delicious. I'm gonna get my blueberries off the pan so I can put this in the new one. I'm thinking, I'm like, I don't have many liners because I use them all up. I do have paper, but I believe that the paper sticks to the pumpkin really well. So my whole concept of not having to wash the pans, I think, is gonna be out the door. That's okay, that's okay. Let me put it, I'm gonna put it on my table, I think, over there, or should I put it on my counter? I feel like I wanna have a bunch of stuff today. What else are we gonna have here? I have space back here. I can use this butler's pantry. I'm like, I never use this area for it. Those look great. This is gonna be delicious. So I can put these over here to cool, and then I'll probably put some in a bag to freeze. I know I will. And then I will put some out to eat this week. I think that'll be really good. Look at that. These look so good. I cannot wait to have the blueberries. I might like blueberries, one of those that I don't normally love, but a good tasting one. It's like, those are so delicious. And maybe it's the childhood memories and you need the blueberry from Buddy Cracker. No, these ones are good. We've made these ones before. I should. These are hard to get out of here. I need like my little knife or something to stick in the corner. The banana ones are almost done. I think I've got another minute to go on there. And then I'm gonna get the pumpkin in here. I'm gonna spray the little holes on here so I can put them in. And we can get our last of the muffins in, which is great. I do have a couple little liners. There we go. Look at that. We got a lot of blueberry muffins. It worked out really well. Okay, the next time I do is one of my grandma's pumpkin pie bars. I haven't made it in a little while. It's been a long time, and so you need a yellow cake mix for it. I'm gonna use a white one because that's all I have. I think the difference is just more egg whites in here, but it will be fine. But I'm like looking at my cabinets and I'm like, remember I did a decluttering of my cabinets? Well, yesterday I made all of that. You didn't see it because I didn't film it. I made a big ham dinner. So basically all my pans, my 9x13 pans, one has a ham in it, one has cheesy potatoes in it, one has baked beans in it. And I'm like, I'll just put it in the refrigerator. Don't worry about putting containers. We'll just eat that again. Well, and I had cornbread and I'm like, wait, I need that today. So I'm gonna take my cornbread here that I made. I'm gonna cut it and put it in a container so I can wash this so I can have a pan to bake my stuff in. Okay, that was good. Does anybody else like cornbread? Now, I'm not talking these salty cornbread. I'm talking the sweet cornbread. I know a lot of people in the South do not like sweet cornbread. I think that's a northern thing, but I had to laugh because I remember when we moved into our mountain area in North Carolina, they had we were just in a rental house and the kids and I were home because Greg was working, and I'm like, they had a little tailgate market. I'm like, let's join the tailgate market. We'll make meals, and so we sold cinnamon rolls, and then we made lunches. So I made like pork boy subs and sold those. And then I switched up and made chili, made my 10 kid taco chili, and then I made cornbread with it. And so it was funny because they're so sweet. You want to meet Southern people? They're so nice, so nice, so nice. And I still remember they were like, they took a bite of the cornbread and they're like, ah, and like no one said anything. And then one of this older gentleman, he was very sweet. He's like, oh, he's like, that's like a piece of cake. He says, that's not cornbread. And that is when I learned there is a difference in cornbread. So the Southern people like the, I guess, savory one or salty one. I like the sweet one, but I just really enjoy a good cornbread. I didn't grow up. Did my parents eat cornbread? I don't think my mom made cornbread very much. Actually, I don't think she ever did. Maybe she did. I just don't remember having it much. I didn't make it until we were married, but I enjoy a cornbread. I could just like, I'll eat that. Like, there's a couple that enjoy it, but I'll just like cut it up and eat it with like anything because it's just that good. I don't know why, but it's delicious. So, okay, I got my pan washed, and I'm gonna make pumpkin pie bars right here. This is my great-grandma's recipe, but it'd be my grandmother's recipe, and she made this for the holidays. She'd always have her in her little kitchen. She'd have a little pumpkin pie bar sitting over there, and it's basically pumpkin pie with like a crumbly topping, and it's very, very delicious. So you mix everything together, and then you mix what do you mix? Mix everything except cake mix, melted butter, and pecans, and pour into a grease 9x13. Sprinkle with cake mix on top of it, and it basically is crumbly and delicious and yummy. So put the recipe on the screen and the ingredients in the bowl. Muffins are baking. I got the other ones. They taste very good. Very, very delicious. So for this recipe, for the pumpkin pie bars, you take a cake mix. It's yellow, but I have white. That was what I had on hand. So I'm like, you know what, white will be fine. After you mix all the butter and all the wonderful things into it, it won't even worry. It won't matter if it's white or if it's yellow. So what I'm going to do, I just threw away my bag for my pecans that I was chopping up. So this, you add a cup of pecans that are all chopped up into it. So I'm going to grab another bag. We reuse these bags, so I don't feel bad throwing them away. All right, so we are going to smash these as well, and then you add a cup of butter and just kind of mix it up, and then we're going to pour that in the pan, put that on top, bake in the oven at 350 for 60 minutes. And then I got to go grab Brooklyn from work, and I'll be back, and we can do more. I've got some more pies I want to make and some snack mix. Okay, I totally did this wrong. Totally did this wrong. I was like, why is it clumpy? You're supposed to sprinkle the cake onto the top and then pour the butter on. Remember that? Like a dump cake? Yeah, that was not good. So, that's fine. We're gonna, okay. Read your instructions, Amy. I did not. I was like thinking I'll mix it in a bowl. I wasn't gonna put the pecans in because I was gonna do it on half of it. Yeah, that's what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to put the cake mix on top and then pour the butter over the whole thing. But when you mess things up like this, let's see if we can redeem ourselves. So basically I'm just dropping this in random places and mixing it all up. It'll probably more be like, I don't know, it won't probably be as cakey in the middle, you know, maybe more like cake versus pie. That's okay. What are you gonna do? You make mistakes. I do too. I still mess up, even though it's right there and says it right there. We'll just have to see how it turns out. It happens. I was just like, I was looking forward to pumpkin pie bars, but maybe it's gonna be more like pumpkin pie drop cake. We'll see. And I just put the pecans on the one side because I don't know if everybody loves them. I have some from the freezer. We're gonna bake this down for about an hour. Let's just see how it turns out. I'm looking at that going, ugh, totally ruined it. Let's hope let's just, you know what, maybe it'll turn out good. Maybe when we die after all. Maybe it'll be something the kids like even better. I don't know. But I have a few minutes and I have to run and pick up Brooklyn. So I'm waiting for my muffins. They've got about 2 minutes to go. I'm gonna do my bagels really quick. Just roll them out. There's only 8. Put them on the pan so they can rise up. And when I get back, we'll put them in water. Okay, my bars are in the oven. We'll see if they become bars or more like cake. We'll see. I gotta go grab Brooklyn from work and then I'll come back and the muffins look really good, by the way. I'll get my bagels going. We got another thing to make, dinner, all the good things, and life in school. Just life continue on because it's only 9 right now. It's early, so I'll see you in a minute. All right, I'm back and I checked out my little stuff in the oven here and I'm like, is it my bagels? I just got my pot of water boiling because that's gonna be ready. This might turn out, I don't know. Oh, that doesn't stand. It might be a, oops, there we go. It might be a little bit, look at the bottom, I wipe it up. We'll see. We're just gonna see what that turns out like. I don't know, maybe like a little crust on top. I guess I'll kind of see how that goes. So the other thing I wanted to bake is, when we were shopping at Christmas, Craig saw these and he's like, ooh, cherry pies, would you make me cherry pies? And so I did have a pie crust in my freezer, so I thought, okay, that'll work. So what I'm gonna do is do mini pies. Now usually I put them in my muffin tin and I just put them there and I can pull them out. I'm gonna see if I can put them in a paper. So that'd be a whole lot easier to get out because you gotta kind of stick. Sometimes the cherry gets in there. So I'm gonna see if that works. I don't know, it might not. Or I'm just thinking, okay, here's an idea. I could do very small circles like the very bottom and then put the cherry pie filling on top, then they'd be more like a bite. I'm gonna do that and I'll get more of them. Okay, that's what we're doing. That's what we're doing. I'm just thinking, I'm like, that might actually work better. So let's get my little, I've got this. And I basically find the circle. It's about that size here. Try that one or this one. That one's a little bit bigger. Okay, so let's do that. Let's try that. I don't know. Let's see if it works. Will that work? We're gonna try it, see how it works. Okay, my fingers are like freezing because I was outside and everything's like sticking together. So I'm gonna see, that's gonna be obviously, and the pie crust is going to shrink up a little bit. So, do you do the next size up? Let me see, you know what? I'm just gonna see here. Let me cut the next size up and see if that's gonna be a little bit. Okay, maybe I'll do the next size up so then I can kind of come up a little bit. Yeah, let's do that. Let me do the next size up, put them in here, see how it works. Okay, this might be better this way. I understand it's going to be coming up the sides of it and have paper, but the other way, like I said, you have to just, sometimes they break. You got to be careful. Now, will this whole can go for a whole pan? We'll see, but I also have one more to do and it's already thawed. So I'm thinking, I bought butterscotch pudding and I have chocolate pudding. For some reason, butterscotch sounds really, really good. So I'm thinking I could take and do the same thing. If I have more, what I could do is just do this and bake just the crust and then put pudding on top. That might be something to do. We'll see. We'll see how far this goes. So this will be a little bit different. They'll just be mini. So let me get my one over here and I'll just bake the little crust. Let's put these in the oven. Sure, there was a million ways I could have done this. I could have just put it in a pan and just did like a whole chocolate one or a whole butterscotch, but this is where we're getting creative and doing things differently, and that's a good thing to do. It's like the dessert that I think I messed up. We'll see how it turns out. And even the mini pies, is that gonna work? These might be fun little ones, or is it gonna get soggy on the wrappers? Or is it gonna be like a pain in the butt to eat? I don't know. We're gonna see. So I put these in here. What's gonna happen is it's gonna puff up and be a weird shape anyways. So it's like, what could you do? Could have just put it like in a cookie sheet and baked it and then crumbled it up and put pudding on top. I could have done this a whole lot of different ways, but I am experimenting here to show you what to do and what not to do. So one thing you can do for keeping your pie crust down is by putting like the pie weights in them, obviously. I don't have that, but put dried beans in there so that they don't puff up. I've never done that, and I hate doing it because you have to waste your beans, but I do have these black beans and we've had these for quite some time, and I'm actually gonna make black beans next week, but I think I have enough canned stuff to make it, so I'm gonna waste these and use it, probably $1 worth of stuff in hopes that this turns out. So I'm just gonna put a little bit on top so they don't puff up when I bake them. Okay, that's not that much wasted, just a little bit. Will it work? Do I need way more? I don't know, we'll see. I'm still waiting on stuff in the oven because I can't put too much more in there, so I just gotta wait for the one or the other to be done. Okay, let's do the bagels, drop them in. Oh, you know what I didn't put in here? Sugar. Put some sugar in here and then drop your bagels and cook them for a couple minutes on each side. I think my little mini pies are gonna actually turn out really well. So I'm excited because I was kind of hoping to make some butterscotch pudding, but like I didn't want to just make butterscotch pudding because I haven't had it in a long time. One of those things you remember from your childhood, do you still like it? I don't know, I'll have to see. But these will be done in a few minutes. I'll put my other pie crust in, get those in, and I'll put these in after and let them bake. The pumpkin dessert is in there still baking, and then we're gonna work on a snack mix. We made that nice spicy Texas one. I don't even know what I called it, something spicy, months ago. I think through the holidays we pulled the last little bit from the freezer. It's gone. So now when I bought stuff at the discount store, I bought it and I kept it, and so it's been sitting in there. And I'm like, time to mix it up. I'll do like a ranch one for today. So let's just wait on this in the oven, wash the dishes. It's a great day. I did save we had a little bit of egg white and water to put in those bagels because I feel like they're either gonna eat these up right away and then they're gonna be like, can we have some more? So I'll have to make more in a day or so. So I'll put it in the refrigerator, and it's good just to save it, not to waste it, because eggs are a lot of money. Okay, so while I'm waiting, I'm gonna mix up my snack mix. Now, we used to do something called garbage bag snack mix, and what you did is it was great for large families, because when you go to the store and buy, like, say, a box of these, in a large family, it disappears like in one meal. It's gone. So what you do is you kind of fill it with things that are like not as yummy, like corn Chex cereal and rice Chex cereal and pretzels, and then you throw in the yummy things, and you put like the bugles in there, and that just kind of stretches everything, so you get like a nice mixture of it. So we used to do garbage bag snack mix forever and ever and ever. So as I got older, I get you, the internet was not big when we started doing it, so mixing everything in a garbage bag, probably not the best thing, but we survived. We're all alive. Every single one of my kids are still living. So what you can do nowadays is a plastic tub. We did this when we mixed up our last batch as well, and so mix it all in here. But you know what, also word of the wise, like you're eating this, so like what's in this stuff? Not the best thing. You're standing in front of a microwave. There's a lot of things that can harm you, but if you can get away from some, like the garbage bag, do it in a plastic tub. And it's a little easier to mix up as well. We used to put it in a bag and then we'd roll it all on the floor and then store an ice cream bucket, so it works. So this recipe, I'm gonna do this one a little bit different. We did the garbage bag snack mix, and we never did like a buttery mixture. We just mixed all the different yummy foods together, and that was it. And that was great. Then we'd have little cups every time we went to this out. We'd take that with this. We'd take ice cream bucket, a snack mix, and little cups. So we'd pass it out in the car. Kids could eat. It was great. So now as I'm getting older, we do a little more flavorful because it's yummy. And so I found this on the back of, I think it was Aldi's square cereal, and so it was a bacon ranch trail mix. Now we're gonna do similar to it. The only thing I'm not gonna do is the nuts in here, because we already opened the nuts and ate them. They're really good. We pulled them out after Christmas and then started eating those. So I won't be putting those in there, but I do have a variety of things to put in here. And so some things we picked up at the discount store. What I have found is if you find things like the Aldi, I think this is Aldi brand, it's not the best. So when you make it, you can add the flavoring to it. It's gonna be like a butter mixture with a ranch powder. That'll bring the flavors together, and it's so much better. So don't worry about the cheap stuff, the plain stuff, because when you add the buttery mixture to it, it makes it a whole lot yummier. I'm even gonna throw in, we have this, nobody ate these, but I'm like, we can throw that in there, somebody will eat that. So put all the stuff in the container, we'll mix it up, and then we'll do our little buttery mixture, put it on top, and bake in the oven. Those I think are done. I'm gonna take out and switch out the pans. These came out of the oven, so I think that's good. I'm gonna let them cool, and then I'll take the seeds off. I'm gonna make my mixture for this. You're gonna use butter. I'm actually gonna use popcorn butter because I did that last time and the flavor was really well. So I'm gonna do a stick of butter, a little bit of this in there. I'm gonna mix in ranch powder, garlic powder, and then I have this sweet and smoky seasoning because it's kind of like a bacon ranch one, even though there's no bacon. Stir it up, pour it on top, let it coat, and then put on a cookie sheets, and we'll bake in the oven after the oven is free. I mixed my buttery mixture really well. So it's right here, taste it. You want it super flavorful, lots of ranchy flavor. I'm gonna pour on top, stir it up, and then we'll put on cookie sheets. Okay, that worked for the little pies. They're just like tiny, small bites. So this worked out good. I'm just debating. I think I'm just gonna put the pudding on top, put in the paper. You can do this a whole lot of different ways. I'm just thinking this will work for what I'm gonna do for the kids, just to have a little bite of a treat. But just got all the beans out, threw those away. That wasn't very much. And then my dessert came out of the oven. So the only problem is when I stick the knife in it to come up, the pumpkin part is done, but where it was the batter, it's basically the cake batter with butter. So I kind of stuck it in, pull it out, and it's kind of like gooey. So I don't know, we're gonna have to see how it turns. We'll see how it turns out. I gotta let it cool, put it in the refrigerator, and we'll see how it goes. This is done, bagels are in the oven. I'm gonna get those done by themselves, and then I'll put the snack mix in there. Good, so I'm gonna mix up some pudding real quick and just squeeze it into those little containers. It'll be good, we'll have a nice little pudding cup on a cupcake liner. Okay, so that makes it really good. So I'm gonna take and squeeze it into these, and if I have leftovers, I'll put them in little containers. Okay, those will be fine. They'll just be like little mini pies, and that'll be great. I'll put these in the refrigerator, and then I just had a little bit left over, so this is good. So I'm just waiting on the stuff in the oven. I'm gonna take a break from here. I'm done food-wise, except for dinner today, and then we're gonna do our school for the day, get all our chores done, that kind of stuff. But good day, getting my baking done. So I've got all my muffins. I separated some, put them in the freezer, left some on the counter in bags, and then put my bagels in. Bag, it's still warm, so I'm gonna leave it open. And then we have the pie things I put in the refrigerator, and the pumpkin dessert I put that in the refrigerator. Let that, it's best when it's chilled. We'll see how it turns out. And then doing the snack mix in the oven, just turn it in like 325 and just letting it bake, and kind of, I'll take it out, put the next one in. I used to have to stir it like crazy before, but it's real high, so I don't really, as long as it gets heated through, it's good to go. And then the other one, I'll put in containers after it's cool, call it done for my baking day. So I had a really good time getting everything finished. Now we're starting on school, getting our stuff done for the day, and then we'll make some, we have all that ham dinner, but I think the kids want to have ham skillet tonight. So Greg, he'll eat the leftover ham stuff, he likes that. The kids, they're like, so we'll make some ham skillet this afternoon. So it's been an amazing day today. I got all that baking done, so great. They put the snack mix in containers, and we got a couple bags that we put them in here. So I'll just leave those in the bags for now. If they don't get eaten up, they can go in the freezer. They'll last forever. Like the spicy one, we had a lot of it, so that went in the freezer. There's only a couple extra bags, so it's not huge, but it's like a lot of amount of stuff. And then all the little snack things and the muffins, and that was I feel good. It's like when you're getting those things, like I wanted to set up this year, have some normal routines, get some healthy routines in my life like I used to. It's like, I'm ready. Do you know what I mean? It's like, I've had that change from that transition from moving here, and it takes time to do everything. It's like no one's just jumping in. And so it's like, okay, I'm feeling like that good brand new year, starting out right, getting some routines, and feeling really good. So Maxine's chewing on snack mix on the ground that fell on the ground. Anyways, so the kids, we did school, and we got that done, which was awesome. And then Jensen cut grass, in the back and a little bit in the front. I think the lawnmower died, so he's got to charge the battery. So he got the grass cutting. It's like we haven't cut it since the beginning when we put the Christmas lights up outside in December, because we just had all the lights and the strings and stuff, so you don't cut your grass. So he just cut everything really good, looks really great, and then he'll do the front. And when they get back, the kids decided to go they want to go for a bike ride over to Dunkin' Donuts. I'm like, Dunkin' Donuts? Teenagers, kids having fun, and I'm like, it's freezing, it's so cold. I'm like, you guys don't even have gloves, and they're like, it's fine, Mom. And I'm like, oh my God, they don't even have winter jackets. They don't have well, does anybody even do a winter jacket? One of them might, I don't know. I'm like, you guys are gonna freeze because it's cold in here. Like, my hands are chilly. It's chilly. So I'm laughing, but I'm like, you know what? Whatever, have fun. So they went for a bike ride, and they are going to get themselves a donut. I'm like, I just made treats, but it doesn't matter. It's about the fun and togetherness. Brooklyn is only home certain times, and so, because she's usually working a lot, so like when your kids are like not here all the time, and then when they are here, it's like, okay, spend some more time doing fun things. So they went. I'm like, okay, have fun freezing, kids. I will not be doing that. I'll go for a walk, and we'll get out and do that, but not on a scooter for a long time. That'd be pretty chilly. So I edited for a little bit while they left, and I'm like, let me get down here and make dinner and finish up for the day. I have a couple other projects I'd like to work on for our Tuesday videos, and so I'm like, if I can get done earlier today, that'd be awesome. So that's my goal. So dinner tonight, I could make nothing. I've got ham, beans, cheesy potatoes. They're delicious, but the kids, not everybody loves it, and the leftovers, they'll be like, so I'm gonna make ham skillet. It is simple. We have so much ham. That ham that I bought it at Publix. I think I spent $50, and it seems like a lot, but a small ham is like $25, $30, and it's got that big bone in it. So it's like a lot of waste. So I got this big giant one, and I was like, is this gonna be good? It's got a lot of meat on it, So I put it on the smoker yesterday and just left it out there all day and just let it cook away. The kids and I had to go shopping. They needed like shoes and pants. Like living in Florida, they don't really need seasonal clothing. They just wear pretty much the same thing all the time, but their shoes were worn out. So I had to go get 3 kids pairs of shoes. The no spend January didn't work out, but I have the money because we're not spending on groceries. So I got shoes for the 3 growing children, and then a couple needed pants because they're getting really long and tall, which is Maddie's growing up. I'm like, we stood out like together, and her eyeballs are like above mine, so she has just sprouted up over the last month or so. I'm like, okay, so we had to get some pants, her and Steven. So I'm like, it worked out good. So we did that in the afternoon, let the ham cook outside, and it did delicious. It was really, everybody loved it. They said it was delicious. So I'm gonna go get out of the refrigerator, bring it over here. I'm just gonna slice off some of it. Ham skillet, you just use a little bit of it. It's a delicious meal, basically pasta with a little bit of meat, and then delicious. So I'm gonna get a pot of water boiling. I'll get our ham out, and we'll make ham skillet. It's one of our family's favorite. I'm pretty sure we had this way back at the beginning. My first set of kids, the older ones had this as well. It was a staple after every ham dinner. Okay, I've got my water ready to boil, or it's turned on so it can boil. Pulled out some penne pasta, that's what we use for it. The original recipe, this was Jaden's favorite dinner I had on there, that's fun. So the original recipe is a package of penne pasta, this keeps falling out, and you do 2 to 3 cups of leftover ham, and then cut up an onion, and you can do garlic in there as well. I'm gonna do dried everything. I don't even want to cut up onions. Maxine's like, I smell the ham, Mommy. I don't want to cut up any onions right now, I just want to use minced stuff, and that's fine. So I'm gonna add onion. You can add parsley, oregano, basil, Italian seasonings basically. And then you put 2 cups of chicken broth in it and 2 tablespoons of lemon juice. I know, it's weird. Put that in there. You let it kind of boil down, and just kind of the ham will get real soft. That's it. The pasta cooks. You add it together, and you put Parmesan cheese in it. Done. Winner. I even put down optional half a red pepper. Oh, red pepper chopped. I was like, red pepper. That's right. So I'm making this simple because it's just kids eating. It'll be good. Look at this ham. This was the ham we got. It is like delicious. It does have a bone. It's semi-boneless, but it's so good. It is so good. So I'm going to chop off some of this, put it in here with the water. Love the pan. This is my stainless steel pan. You know how it gets yucky on the bottom, but that's what stainless steel does. So I'm just going to chop the ham. We're going to put it in here. Cook it. Makes sense. Like, I smell things, Mom. Why are you not sharing with me? I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Okay, let's do some ham cutting here. Maxine totally got that. That dropped. So this is boiling away. This is easy. It's simple. The kids like, it smells like lentils and rice. I said, yeah, it's the same kind of sense. So we just kind of let it boil. That's how you do. It's good. I added a little salt and pepper to it. It's simple. We'll add the pasta here to it. Have a little bit of the liquid in there and then put Parmesan cheese. Dinner's done. That's easy for me. I don't have to do anything else today, like house-wise. They're doing a little bit of chores. We still got outside stuff to get done a little bit, and then a few minor things in the house. Nothing major that they're taking care of and getting done, and then done for the day. Have a great Wednesday. Okay, this is done. This is simple. It's not a whole lot to it, so I'm gonna put the lid on this now. What will happen is if they don't eat it, depends on what time they eat dinner, because I got some going in and out today. If this doesn't get eaten up right away, it's gonna kind of absorb that. So just add a little bit more chicken broth to it. It'll be great. You can put more cheese in it. It's yummy. Ham skillet. Not a whole lot to it, but everybody loves it. All right, so I am finished for today. The kids are off doing their stuff, their extra jobs, getting them finished, finishing up their school. I want to get upstairs and do some work. So I hope you enjoyed today's baking day video and the little ham skillet we made with the leftovers. So you have a fantastic rest of your day. So come back tomorrow. I got something new as well. All right, we'll see ya. Bye.